What up, everybody? It's your boy Joshua slash Goosebumps Jen here, back with another video, guys. You know it. So, anyways, guys, I got my Rick and Morty shirt on. Shout out to my mom. She got this to me while she was in what's it called? Rochester, Minnesota. At Spencer's, dope ass shirt. But let's get into this vid. So, it's gonna be a TV show review. I'm currently watching Tales from the Crypt, the adult series, not the series that came out like in the late 90s or the mid 90s for kids, but the adult series. I'm currently on season 5. I accidentally last night, I had put, or a couple nights before that, I put on disc 2 of season 5, so I had to watch backwards, basically, the episodes. So now I'm watching disc 1, and then I have to go watch disc 3, and I'm on this. There's 7 seasons in total of the original series. It's Tales from the Crypt. So, I'm on season 5, so I have 2 seasons left. And each box or DVD season has 3 DVDs with, I believe, 6 or 7 episodes on each. What I've noticed, though, is that the seasons were really short. Like, I think they had, here's an itinerary they gave with each season. This is season 5 itinerary. Wait, it's season 5 or it's season 2? No, it's this is season 3. Or 4. This is season 4 itinerary. So you see here, it has one. This is this one. This is this one, and then you got this much, and you got this 2 right here, and on the back you got disc 3, which I think it only has 14 episodes. So really, it's not that great. It was very short for a series. Like nowadays, you really don't get 14 episodes in a season. You get more like 25, maybe. On the off chance if it depends on the show or the company the show's on, channel's on, you can get 30 episodes in a season. 30 episodes in just one season. I don't know how many. I think not Walking Dead. I've quit watching that. Like I don't care anymore, guys. For Walking Dead, I've stopped watching it. It's just plain boring. It's starting to get old, in my opinion. I mean, I really don't care what happens now. After, my favorite characters were Glenn. I like Daryl, but just one character in my entire series, my favorite character to watch, is not fun for me anymore. I had 4 favorite characters. I had Glenn. Well, actually, I had 5. I have 5. Glenn, Daryl, Negan, Rick, and Carl. I actually have 6. And then I think that's it. Yeah. And Daryl. Yeah. So basically, that's my favorite characters. So, Tales from the Crypt TV show. Let's get into this review. Like I said, I've only watched up to season 5, and I'm still on season 5. But from what I've seen, fucking amazing show. Every episode is better than the last. There are some episodes that leave you wanting they can be a lot better. Like what I've noticed though is from the horror comics, there was 3 runs. They had I think they had the crime series. They have the Vault of Horror, and then they have Tales from the Crypt. What I've noticed is they take the stories from all 3 books and put them into the show, or all 3 comics series and put them into the show, which I've noticed, which is interesting because it just doesn't rely on some of them are actual like one's a murder mystery. Like one of my favorite one is legit. This is my favorite one that I've recently seen so far. It was in the last season. And it's this guy, basically, don't remember the thing, but this guy basically murders his wife because she finds out he's having an affair and she's leaving him and going to Chicago. A cop comes up and talks to him because their neighbor heard her scream, and and it turns, and then the cop is talking to him. And he tries to escape with the dead body of his wife in a trunk. And such an interesting story is when at the end of the scene when he basically admits that he murdered his wife to the cop who's on the train with him because he tries to become his friend, kind of, the cop, and he doesn't believe him. He's a sick son of a bitch. So he takes him so he listened to me. He's basically what he did earlier when he finds out that there's FBI agents coming onto the train to check cases because they're found out that people now smuggle drugs cocaine and all that sort of stuff on trains. They're going at the next stop, which is in 5 minutes or some some shit, they're going to basically check all the luggages for drugs, meaning that his wife's body is in his case. If they find his case, he's fucked and screwed. Okay, so what he does is he says, I have to excuse myself, I need some air. He goes into the luggage area where they keep the luggages, and he basically takes the card you have to fill out on your luggage tag, take it off his case, puts it on another case exactly like his, okay? Then take his case and card and takes the other card and puts it on his case, on his original case, and throws it out the window, okay, or out the train. When the cops when a bunch of cops and him go find the case, they open the case, the new case that he thinks is clean, and there's a body in there, and it turns out it's the cop's wife's dead body, and the cop tells him, so you sick-son-of-a bitch, you basically killed my wife because you found out that your wife and my wife were having an affair. That's the story. The fun and the actual thing is that the cop killed his own wife. He killed and then the other guy killed his wife, okay? And pinned both murders on both of them. On him. So he doesn't get away. And that's the end of and the ending scene is basically the girl or the cop taking the other girl's dead body. What's his name? Emma is the name of the guy who killed his wife. Or not the cop, but the other guy. Wife's name Emma. And he's basically dismantling her body in a what would you call a trash disposal unit in your sink, which is actually not a really good idea because it'll clog the pipes, and that's actually how I think John Wayne Gacy was found out, or no, it wasn't John Wayne. I don't think it was how Jeffrey Dahmer was found out, I believe, because he clogged some of the pipes or something like that. That's I think how he was found out for serial killing. That was my sister singing for some reason. She's weird, guys. Anyways, guys, back to the video as ahead. So it was a great show. Another good episode I've watched recently. I gotta say, I love the werewolf episodes. There's only been 2 so far, but they've been really good. They're not that, actually, there's one with Timothy Dalton, which is the guy who played James Bond from like 1983 to 19-something, I don't know, it was the late 80s to early 90s before Pierce Brosnan started playing him, but that was an amazing episode. There was another one where it was a kid who was a werewolf. I don't remember why there was vampires in there. I think they were watching him or some shit. And the kid just killed a full adult vampires, which is amazing, by the way, for a kid as a werewolf as well. For killing them. Like, you're a kid and a werewolf, and you kill full-grown adult vampires. I don't remember why he does it. I forgot the episode. I was thinking like season 2, that was season 2 when I saw it. Another good episode, I have to say, is, Maniac at Large. Strung Along. That's the best one. So basically, Strung Along, there's this guy, he's a puppeteer from like the 50s. He used to have a show with a clown puppet and stuff. And he has a hot young wife. And it turns out that she's cheating on him with another guy who plans, and they're planning to kill him, okay? And steal his money. But not kill him. But like make him have a heart attack and that's how he dies. But he has a bad heart. He has a heart problem, and he also gets hired by this thing to do like a tribute to the 1950s era TV, which he's obviously a big part of the 1950s era TV since he had a show like back then and a lot of kids watched him. So he gets someone to help him who's a animatronics puppeteer, okay, and the person basically, there's a huge fight between him and his wife, and a bunch of things. And he also tells her that, like, you could hear him talking to, like, the puppet, and he tries to tell them that one time, it's like, when you're a puppeteer for so long, you kind of put yourself, your soul and mind inside the puppet you do. Like, it's what happens. And then, so it turns out the guy who's helping him is the guy who's cheating on it, is the guy whose wife is having an affair with. And they stage an entire scene where he creates another replica of the puppet that he used, and it stabs her pretending to death, and it really just gives him a heart attack. And then the ending is his soul, the guy who's the actual puppeteer's soul, was transferred, like he said, kind of into his original puppet. So it gets revenge by killing the two lovers and stringing them up like puppets when the cops show up. The best part was when one of the coroner arrives and the sheriff, like, I guess one of the cops is like, what's the big idea? What's so wrong? Trust me, you have never seen something like this shit. It's full of disgusting. And they open the door and you just see them, like, strung up like puppets. It's amazing. It was an amazing episode. I actually liked it that much. There's a lot of good episodes in the series. I'm going to be doing another full rundown after I'm done with the series. So like, comment, subscribe, guys, if you haven't done so already. Subscribe. If you're not subscribed, please do. And if you have watched Tales from the Crypt, tell me what your favorite episode is. And stay cool, guys. And also share me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.